radio enthusiasts. Welcome to another video about early radio from the Roaring Twenties Antique Radio Museum. If you're enjoying the videos, please take a second and hit the subscribe button. My personal thanks to you who have already subscribed. You've all heard of Elon Musk and Tesla, but chances are you've never heard of Thomas Clark and Tecla. This video showcases Thomas E. Clark and the extraordinary but little-known story of his life. Clark was a Canadian, born on May 10, 1869 in Tecumseh, Ontario, right next to the more well-known city of Windsor. His parents were Thomas and Mary Clark. Not much is known of Thomas E. Clark's early years. He moved to Detroit in 1878, and in 1897 he founded the Tecla Company at 1907 Cass Avenue in Detroit. Tecla manufactured wireless radio transmitter and receiver equipment. Just 5 years later, in 1902, Clark also formed the Thomas E. Clark Wireless Telegraph Telephone Company. The company introduced wireless telegraphy to the Great Lakes region. Clark Wireless started with just 2 locations in Detroit. One station located atop the Banner Laundry Building at 71 Michigan Avenue, shown on the left in this photo, and the other was located at the top of the Detroit Chamber of Commerce, on the right side of this photo. The transmitter was capable of sending a message up to 8 miles. Since this was before electricity was available, the transmitter ran on batteries, and its range was primarily determined by how much battery power was available. The design and transmission distance of Clark's telegraph device was ideal for ship-to-shore, boat-to-boat, and shore-to-island communication. Clark's company would grow, supplying ships with wireless telegraph stations. An early investor in the Thomas E. Clark Wireless Telegraph Telephone Company was James E. Scripps. He brought his son William to one of Clark's demonstrations, and William quickly developed a strong interest in Clark's work. William would later grow up to be publisher of the Detroit News. Clark had big plans for his wireless company, as shown as this plan for expansion. At one point, his company had grown to 20 stations around the Great Lakes. At the time, providing telegraph service was a cutthroat business, and eventually Clark's company would fail in 1910. Due to shady dealings by a corrupt competitor, United Wireless Telegraph Company. In 1919, James Scripps, son of William Scripps, was working at his father's newspaper, the Detroit News. William was also a ham radio operator and had maintained contact with Thomas Clark since he attended Clark's wireless demonstration. Scripps and Clark presented a proposal for a radio station to the board of directors of the Detroit News. The plan was approved, and it was decided that Clark's Tecla Company would build a 3,000-watt transmitter based on General Electric's CG4000 transmitter. Clark was dispatched to GE headquarters in Schenectady, New York. GE and Clark could not agree on a deal, and Clark pulled out of the project. In 1922, Clark's Tecla Company built 2 crystal radio receivers, the electrolytic receiver, shown here, and the Tecla 30, pictured here. The late 1920s depression nearly wiped out Tecla, but the company survived by building high-quality mechanical and electrical equipment. Thomas Clark's son Norval would take over running the company when Clark was older. During his lifetime, Thomas E. Clark worked with Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and Charles Steinmetz. He designed and built an ignition system for one of Henry Ford's prototype cars. He also built his own electric car, designing and manufacturing every part for it. In 1902, he also had the largest automobile garage in Detroit. Clark was also an inventor. One of his patented inventions was the variable capacitor, which he designed and built in 1898. Clark was married to Annis Lang and had 2 sons, James and Norval. Thomas E. Clark died in 1962 at the age of 93. The company Clark founded in 1897 is still around today and being run by his great-grandchildren in Walled Lake, Michigan. That's it for this video. There will be more to come as we continue to investigate the early history of the world's first mass medium, radio. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.